strategies to penetrate the market in the beginning were extremely ad hoc. I mean, it was word of mouth was the main one. We used, one of my actual strategies was via storytelling. So I had a strong encouragement for school groups, friend groups, peer groups, anybody who was interested to come and watch what we do, and in that way hook the interest and the fascination and the another human need to be involved in what we do and to kind of envelop our customers into a more sort of inclusive process. So it's not just an object that you buy, but you've watched this object being made or one very similar to it, and so you're kind of more invested in the story that created that product, and that has value. That's important. That makes people feel more kind of included in everything, so more connected. My wife would probably disagree with me on if I lie and say, well, I go home right at 5 o'clock. I've been accused of overworking because I like things to be done right. Of course, the guys will come in. We run a normal work day, so actually also since COVID we've shortened the day and shortened so people can get home pre-curfew. But yeah, so we'll start at 8 o'clock. There's so many balls in the air. It depends on what the customer demand is, what our stock is required in our dukas, what jobs are on at the moment and what elements they might require. Perhaps we're doing a job for JKA at the moment, so I've got 3 guys out on site putting in support cables for the things that we're going to hang. Yeah, every day is different and the same. So I mean, there's basically the object is to be as productive and lean as possible, and my day is very much kind of jumping all over the place. Depending on what hat is needed, I'll put it on. As an entrepreneur, what might I have done differently? Honestly, I don't think anything. I'm not a person who has regrets. I don't really operate very much in the past, or at all actually. So I don't lament any decisions I made. And actually, if I had done anything differently, perhaps I would be sitting in an apartment building in Barcelona or in a fishing boat in Miami, or who knows where the decision tree would have led me. And actually, if I had known back then what I do now, I probably would have made different decisions back then. It would have been perhaps too big or too kind of overwhelming to consider the fact that I would have had 50 people plus on a payroll. Would have not been really my objective. But so the kind of evolution or the organic growth of the process, I think, and the decisions that were made to get to that are what they are. So no regrets. There's a term to make an expert you need 100,000 hours, and I think that very much applies here. Glass blowing is tricks and practice, so you need to just sit at the bench and put in the time. You also need grit and perseverance, and of course you can't be frightened of fire. It's a rock star job actually. When you are in the process of making an object, the entire universe falls away and your focus is only on that object, and so that in and of itself is a very kind of powerful, centering way of being in the absolute moment, and that's very healthy, I think. That's why I'm after getting back in there. Challenges that we've encountered? Well, other than having to create the market because there wasn't one and we needed to justify why you would want to buy an object for the price that I'm charging for it. The skill set and the application to get to that skill set, so that requires dedication, tenure, and time. Taxation is a big one. So, I mean, I would have loved a little bit more support from perhaps a government that doesn't really recognize the importance completely of what we do as a sort of poster child for creative ingenuity and ways of repurposing what might be regarded as trash or waste by the majority of people. And when you look around you, everything here is created by something that was thrown away. But again, that's the playing field that we're on. So, you know, you can't change the bigger picture, you work within it. So that's what we do. Oh, I don't know if, I guess being in charge is kind of good. Although I've learned that I actually I'm not really in charge, actually, because chance and circumstance and the fact that there's 50 other people and other lives involved really require me to take advice. I suppose what I enjoy the most is making my customers happy. So I get a lot of happy customers, and that's really one of my main happiness points. What gives me joy in life? I could demonstrate actually, but they're still at home. I have a collection of Dachshunds. They give me a lot of joy. What advice would I give to anyone who wants to start a business? I was told by somebody that the usual answer that I have actually given in the past and gets given by people standing on a stage for a TED talk or something is follow your passion and do what you love, and slightly hackneyed epithets like that. And then I was told that only rich people who have succeeded say those things. But I would say that actually if you do love what you do and can infuse your product with that, so if it is a product or a service, then you'll be fine. Then you're, you know, and again, it's slightly sort of overused or cliched to say do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. Regardless, it's a cliche because it's kind of true. Although you do need to, you know, bring home the bacon, and so you've got to kind of make it work. And I don't think there's any kind of blanket answer to sort of words of advice that one would give. But I think the grit is an important one. So, you know, don't give up really until it's absolutely there's no other way out. Just because it's not working today doesn't mean it won't work tomorrow or the next month or next year. Usually the piece that's given me the most juice is the last one, or the last big one anyway, let's say, because we do day-to-day stuff all the time. I'm particularly fond of the galaxy that I made for the M-Pesa Foundation Academy, which was 180 odd planets, which are these lying around, these are extras that are lying around in the garden here. So that had a nice kind of feeling to it. I felt like I was creating a galaxy when we were hanging these pieces, because it was like, well, let's have this giant planet being orbited by 7 moons, and let's put a mini galaxy over here. And so it was great fun. It was really playing God. But I think I look forward to the next challenge. Really, that's the piece that I haven't made yet. That's the coolest one.